because you may ask me that, okay, now I want to prepare my answers for the causes of war. How do I cluster my ideas? So these are the ways you can cluster. Political factor, to make it easy to understand, economic factor, military factor, social factor, religious factor. You boleh apa pecahkan you punya idea tu berdasarkan apa faktor-faktor ni lah. Okay, but remember, it doesn't mean that you masukkan idea faktor political tu you akan terus dapat markah. You kena justify dari sudut mana you fokus tu. Boleh kelas? Faham tak? That means human nature tu nak masuk dekat bagaimana. Dia kena explanation dalam tu, mungkin kata okay, faktor pertama is political. Dalam political tu apa you nak fokus? You nak fokus kepada negara, the nature of negara, ataupun the nature of the international system, the nature of human factor, mana you nak masuk? Ini this is something that I cannot guide you because it depends on what contoh and how you want to narrate your answer. But these are some of the easy ways to jawab soalan lah, causes of war. Boleh kelas?
Boleh, ma'am.
Boleh, ma'am.
Boleh, ma'am.
Okay, these are some of the macam further explanation lah. People go to war because they lie to themselves, that everyone believes that they lie. Ni lah kata misperception ni, macam ataupun dalam erti kata lain, bila kata short sendiri lah. You sendiri fikir yang, oh, this negara is very constantly eyeing on me. Kita ada fikir macam tu, kan? So these are some of the reasons. I'm just trying to cover whatever that I couldn't cover in my new slide. Okay, this is a little bit old and a combination of other lecturers. Okay, you see, the American people fought the Revolutionary War because they wanted to keep their newly declared independence from the Great Britain. They were fighting to protect the way of life. See, protecting the way of life. Benda baru pula. Have you all ever thought that this could be a reason for them to go for war? So that means when you talk about war, it doesn't mean that you are talking about weapons only. You're not only talking about military equipments, It's not about you showing your weapon, I'm showing my weapon. There are very funny reasons to go to war. Like I said, the World War I was sparked because a death of this one person. What is so great about this person that actually sparked the World War I? If you say nationalism, as you have read, right? Nationalism or imperialism, logic lah kan, nationalism, you fight for your country. Imperialism, you want to fight against imperialism, colonization of countries in your country kan. You want to talk about what else? Economic factors. People are coming and taking away your resources dan sebagainya. Bila you cakap macam tu, it seems very logical. But I say protect the way of life. What kind of way of life? How do you know that way of life is right for you that you want to fight? Funny tak? It could be because of a philosophy, because of religion. It could be because of religion. There's so many ways. Social, it could be because of differences in what do you call this? Nak kata apa? Macam mana? Social life, right? Kalau kata social factor ni, you go and read Marxism. How did the bourgeois and the proletariats have differences in terms of their what they call the work class that actually led to war, revolution? So banyak reasons, okay? So now, itu satu. So my idea is that, my point that I want to tell you all today is that, take contoh lah, okay? I give you a way to do it. Pick a war. Okay, search for a war online, Google, perang A. Baca, cuba highlight apa dia punya faktor-faktor peperangan tu. So, ambillah contoh 5 peperangan yang berbeza. Cuba cari dia punya faktor-faktor. Apa faktor dia? And then you classify dia sebagai under political, economic, military, social, religion ke, perang psikologi ke, faktor psychological war, apa dia punya faktor. Okay, boleh kelas?
Boleh, ma'am.
Boleh, ma'am.
War is created in the minds of people as a result of stupidity, selfishness. So this is individual. Remember the three levels we actually, remember tak? Kelas pertama I cakap pasal individual, society, state and international system and global tu. Perasan tak? Ingat lagi ke kelas? Aku pun dah lupa. Tak ada orang ingat? Oh, peliknya orang tak ingat. Kan saya bincang 3 level tu. Level individual, kedua adalah society ataupun group, ketiga adalah international system ataupun global. So dalam kita punya dunia ni, dia dipecahkan kepada 3 level. So sama juga kita boleh kaitkan dengan causes of war, benda tu sama je. Pertama, the causes of war ni disebabkan oleh individual. Sikap manusia yang bodoh, yang selfish dan evil lah, sentiasa ada elemen of aggressiveness. Okay. Kemudian ni society. The war result from a lack of democratic constitution and unfair distribution system. Dalam negara tu mungkin tak adil, not fair to the people lah, yang boleh menyebabkan, that means ini adalah lebih kurang kita boleh lirik kepada kerajaan. Bagaimana kerajaan menjaga kita, memberi apa yang diperlukan kepada kita supaya kita tak berperang. Kalau dia tak fair dengan kita, kita boleh berperang. Okey, ini adalah international system. Kita kaitkan negara kita ni dengan negara luar. Anarki sentiasa ingin mencari kesalahan dengan negara lain lah. Okey, so these are the causes. So you see, tadi I kata kita boleh pecah mengikut macam ni, betul tak? Sekarang kita pun boleh pecah mengenai macam ni. So is there a standard way of answering causes of war? The answer is no. Kan? There are so many ways to look at it, but it is in your kepandaian you, okay, it is in your wisdom to the way you answer. What I can tell you is for my class, that means the fact that yang 2 FSTP dengan 1 FS ZP64 ni, kan, tak payah risau dengan cara pemakaan saya, walaupun ada skema. I think even pensyarah lain pun kita takkan 100% lekat kepada skema. Kalau kita lekat sangat kepada skema, susah kita nak bagi you markah. I'm here to help you score. Score means I'm not saying A lah. A if you really do well. Score means could be B also. That means, but score means score something that is worth your pointers lah. Okay, so I'm not going to penalize unless you really don't have the answers. Okay, so I will try my best to correct the answer during the exam, dalam masa I mark tu, tapi don't have to worry because you just give in your own understanding how you cluster. But saya pantang kalau pertama tulisan tak cantik, so final exam tolong pastikan tulisan tu cantik, tulis dengan cara yang elok. Kedua, you must write in a way that is ada flow. So bila I baca pun seronok. Perangan pertama should be introduction. Perangan 2, 3, 4 dan 5 contohnya adalah isi kandungan you nak bincang. So perangan 1, point 1, you bincang point 1. Perangan ketiga tu you bincang point 2, point seterusnya. Dan akhir sekali adalah kesimpulan. You kena simpulkan all the idea. Bila you buat flow macam tu, saya akan bagi markah senang. Kena bagi point, explanation, contoh. Point, explanation, contoh. Tapi tak semestinya dia kena ikut cara yang sama. Mungkin you jawab dari segi macam ni. Mungkin kelas lain, kawan you jawab dari segi. Tak ada salah. Okay, kelas boleh?
Boleh, ma'am.
So,
Boleh, ma'am.
Type of
Boleh, ma'am.
causes of
Okay,
war.
ma'am.
Okay. So, kat sini kita akan tengok, okay. Tadi kita dah tengok immediate and underlying factors kan. Nampak apa yang short term dengan long term tu kan? Immediate causes. Underlying are more fundamental. Maksudnya dekat sini, long term ni, okay, ya contoh-contoh kan, contoh World War One, long term ni, these are the factors that were very important. Tapi short term ni kan, so kat sini, underlying causes are more fundamental lah. Underlying causes ni, these are the underlying causes. But immediate causes are also important. Okay, ini contoh satu lagi. Tadi contoh World War One ni, intelligent assessment and the 45-minute claim before the 2003 invasion of Iraq. No, 45 minutes je. So it can be any reason tau. So I cannot give everything, and I don't remember everything also. Okay, I only read as I go, so then only I can understand. But we come up with these clusters lah, so that you can take this and then give more examples. Okay. Efficient causes related to a particular circumstances of a specific war. But pessimistic causes, that means the international system. Okay. Although they do not promote war, but they create the condition. What condition? An international system, anarchy. So immediate, underlying, efficient, and so many ways to look at it. Kan? Necessary and sufficient. Necessary causes. Sufficient cause. I mean sufficient means that means cukup. Adequate. That means if I want to menyalahkan you, saya ada cukup evidence untuk salahkan you, cukup lah. Ada some kind of possible factors, itu dah cukup dah. Saya tak perlu tunggu lama. Sikit je. You buat macam ni pun, contoh I nak benci dengan you, okay, I cari satu kesalahan je cukup. Tu yang dia kata bila nak suka tu ada 1000 sebab suka kan. Kalau benci satu. Betul tak kelas? Kan?
Betul, ma'am.
1000 apa dia punya sentence saya tak ingat dalam bahasa Melayu tu. 1000 kalau suka 1000 sebab tapi kalau benci hanya satu je. Satu macam tu lah, lebih kurang lah. So these are the meaning lah kat sini. Okay. What else I want to cover? Biological misperception, group explanation. Saya rasa ni sama juga. Okay. Okay, almost the same. I want to finish off. I want to give some homework for you all. Okay. I want you to see this a little bit. This one. Okay. Okay, war. War, we not define war is a state of armed conflict between state or society. Okay. Officially, issued officially by the government. Nampak tak? That means, I declare war. Itu yang dimaksudkan dekat sini. Characterized by extreme aggression, destruction, mortality using irregular and regular warfare. Regular and irregular means yang saya kata tadi, conventional dan non-conventional tu lah. Macam-macam. Okay. So the keyword here is issued officially by government and state. Kan? Ni yang dimaksudkan. Tapi conflict is a fight between armed troops. Conflict is part of war. And not every war sees actual conflict. No, is every conflict connects to war. Ni faham tak? Saya kata ni very difficult for us to actually understand the causes of war because it's all different. Can you all realize? Do you all realize or not? As we go, you notice that macam mana ni I nak buat? You sure ask yourself that question, kan? But try to, as I said, try to read back case studies. Okay, I think if you read at each war, you can see contoh Vietnam War, what are the causes? Iraq War, what are the causes? Contoh. Boleh kelas? Okay. this is why I wanted to share this slide, because this one I want to explain the definition of war ni, conflict. Okay, effect, it has detrimental effect on society, memanglah kan. Environmental impact of the war, memang ini kesan-kesan lah. Okay, so class, do you think there is a tendency for Malaysia to be in war? Can anyone share with me some of your thoughts? Tendency of Malaysia to be in war. Come on, class.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm Anna.
Tak dengar. Can you be louder, please?
I'm Anna.
Uh-huh.
I think Malaysia, even we are most on democracy, but I think there's always a possibility for other countries to find war at us, to fire war at us, because we have more like resources, and like we are the most strategical pathway in the navigation. I think Malaysia always in the brink of war.
So here you have identified two elements. You spoke about geographical location and economic resources. You say that Malaysia is situated in you said navigation, right? That means it is at between it bridges the east and the west. Okay, Straits of
Yes, ma'am.
Malacca. So that is the reason why Straits of Malacca is the busiest world trade route, busiest. Okay, China has to go through Straits of Malacca to go to the Western country. The Western country wants to go to East Asian. China have to go to Straits of Malacca. So we are always definitely exposed to war because we are there. And then another one, you say economic resources. All right. So good. Okay. What other tendency of Malaysia to be in war? Anybody else? Nobody. Nobody can tell. There are how many of you in the class? 73 of you. Nobody wants to voice out. If you speak, you get your points. I'll remember. Like Anna, I dah ingat dah. I can remember her because she's always speaking. Deborah, I remember. You see? What about the rest?
Madam, can I try?
Yep.
So, tendency of Malaysians to be in war nowadays, I feel that unstable political we have in Malaysia right now. So, it might create a war.
Unstable political situation. That means you're talking about the political factor in a country. Okay, that means uh, just now Anna was speaking about environment and economic resources. So this is more like an external factor. Okay. What Viveka Sri, Viveka, correct, right? Viveka
Yes.
Sri is saying it's about the domestic element of a country. That means this is also something that can be used against us. Though we have unstable political system in a country, if we have, it could be just within our country and we are trying to solve the problem within ourselves. But this can be used as an opportunity, as an advantage, or a leverage to for other countries to make us much more weaker. So they create propaganda, they instigate us, they provoke us, and so on and so forth. So that will actually lead us to more instability, and then we start fighting, and people. It's possible, and this has had actually happened before. If you look at the previous wars that happened, how something inside the country that's happening only within our country has been provoked by external parties for their own need. Okay, good point. Who else wants to say anything? Any other point? Come on, Glass. Takkan tak ada orang nak boleh cakap. So many of you. Nobody. Alif Najmi, what is your opinion? Alif Najmi. Agaknya semua on lepas tu terus hilang lah kan. So tak apalah yang tak nak bagi siapa yang tak ambil serius kelas online ni
Tak,
kita
ma'am.
okey lah. So jawablah kenapa lama sangat nak menjawab tu. Alif Najmi tak ada, bukan you ke tadi tu? Siapa tu? It's okay because for me very simple. I know that online courses can be very difficult, especially for us. We have no idea how we have to prepare for you all, but that's not a reason for you all not to nak kata apa respond and communicate with me online. That's why I tak terima alasan tak ada internet lah dan sebagainya. I tak terima. You have to find a way to sort it out. And those who don't speak, good luck to you because I will not remember you. And when I want to give you extra points, I will never remember you because you never tried to speak in the class, so I won't remember you. Okay, senang saja cerita. Siapa yang duduk diam macam tu, I will know lah for the final exam macam mana you menjawab, how you will respond. Then kalau macam ni yang you nak respond dengan saya online, tak nak menjawab, diam je, don't want to be trying and everything, I'll be much more strict in my marking when it comes to final exam. So it is all how you are responding to me. As much as you want me to respond to you and give whatever that you need, you must also be giving back to me to show that you are capable of handling it. Kalau tak, there's no point. It's just one way. There's no such thing as student is always right, lecturer is wrong. I don't believe in that. Okay, zaman sekarang ni student dah pandai komplain lah dengan pensyarah. Okay, tapi you nak komplain benda yang betul tak apalah, you komplain benda yang tak betul ni, then kita boleh lihat sebab setiap tahun saya memang face and lagi-lagi online ni memang benda yang I tak happy sebab I cannot see your face. Kalau kelas dan lain, my approach will be different kalau kelas. Sebab online ni, I tak boleh nak buat apa sangat. I can't even see your face. So if you only speak, I remember Deborah, Anna semua ingat Sina. Now Viveka Sri, I remember. So ada people yang tak sebut, I tak ingat lah. Siapa lagi nak bagi opinion? Kalau tak ada, I want to end class lah.
Ma'am, can I try? About the weak military service.
Okay.
Aristotle once said that people without wars are people without a choice. So I think if a country that have a weak military services, they were seen weakest in the eye of other country.
Okay, that means tendency for Malaysia is there because our military capability and our military strength is not as strong as any or other countries, right? So we can be attacked or we are vulnerable lah basically kan. We are exposed to threat. Okay, good. That means weak military. Okay, who else wants to add?
Thank you, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am, can I try? Malaysia have the tendency to be more because perebutan kawasan atau China Sea.
Say again. I can't hear you, Fasia. Louder, please.
Okay. Malaysia has a tendency to be in war because perebutan territory at South China Sea with China.
That means you are
China
saying about, okay, that means it is about territorial dispute. It's also a way to uh, lead us to
dia
war.
ada economic sebab macam
English. Speak
dia
English.
lebih dispute
Okay, dispute, yeah.
the economic of Malaysia because how can they can catch the sources from the ocean like fish, petroleum,
Yeah.
all that.
Okay, good. South China Sea is it's a dispute, a very hot spot for us in Malaysia because we are one of those claimants or Spratly Islands. So it has a lot of factors involved in the dispute, especially economic resources in the exclusive economic zone area. They call it the EEZ area, okay, where we have a lot of stocks, resources such as fish, right, corals and sebagainya lah, and all that. So and also oil and gas um, stock, and because of that, that can also lead us to war, not just because of economic resources, but also because of our territorial integrity. Because if we lose that area, uh, other countries will be closer to us. So if we are closer, if a country is closer to us, if they have a food next to us, we are more prone to war because we are situated. Your enemy is situated next to you, right? So this is from the point of territorial dispute in the sense that we are trying to gain our kawasan lah. Okay, that means we are trying to protect our area that is rightly belong to us, and also economic resources, because if we lose that economic resources such as the fishery stocks, um, and also the oil and gas is about almost 20% of the income to our GDP. 20%, no? Kalau fishery itu, I think 60% of our protein kita makan kan daily is coming, Malaysia kita makan 60% protein from fish. So we have a lot of fish stock in that area. So economic resources. Okay, good point. Okay, who else want to add?
Ma'am,
Yes.
conflict between both military troops can also lead to be in war.
Conflict between troops. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Conflict between troops in our nation's border.
Nation troops.
Yes.
But why are the troops going for war? What are the reasons? Remember I said tadi wait on. You see, conflict between armed troops, and they are part of war. So in what sense are you saying between troops? In what way? Teenage Varman. In what way?
What way?
Means what are the reasons for them to go for? Because normally troops, they don't operate without getting approval from the government or from the higher authority. So in what sense are you saying? It means Malaysia would not simply go to war. Our armed forces would not simply go to war. Our tendency to be there because of what? Think about it. I'll get back to you. Okay, the next, ada tak? Siapa lagi?
Ma'am, can I try again? about the national political conflict. So
Mm-hmm.
in Malaysia, we got a different and regular religious, so that sometimes maybe when there are Indians, Malaysian, and Chinese, they got conflict between them, and then um the country will took it as a what we call that satu yang ah can I speak in Malay? Can I?
Just that one sentence so that I understand what you're saying.
Other countries see Malaysia as a weak country because they got misunderstanding between the religious.
So different ethnic groups in the country lah.
Yes.
Okay. So most of the factors that you guys are telling me, I noticed that a lot of domestic factors dalam negara. Can somebody, you're right, obviously the way to look is one of the ways to look at the causes of war, we can say faktor luaran dan dalaman kan, external and internal factors. So it's okay and you're right, no one is wrong, but instead of focusing more on domestic, I mean it's not wrong, but it's can we also look at the external factors. We have covered the territorial dispute. Example is South China Sea. Tadi I think Anna was speaking about geographical position kan. Okay. It's also external factors. Any other external factors that you think can lead can actually cause Malaysia to be in war? External factors. Okay, I think this is you guys are thinking. So what I'm going to do, let's talk about this next week, like a homework. Boleh tak? Next week kita buat macam, sebab sini ada 2 kelas kan, so untuk minggu depan kita pecah balik kepada kelas asal lah sebab kita nak present balik, boleh tak? So that means minggu depan Isnin will be the class FSTP dan Selasa tu will be kelas yang ZP64. Betul tak? ZP64.
Yes, ma'am.
Nampak kan? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that means minggu depan kita balik kepada yang kita punya old timetable sebab kita nak present. So because we cannot cover everything 2 jam kan, I have 70 students kan. So kita balik. So what I want you all to do is, you memang dah ada kumpulan masing-masing kan yang you dah pecahkan untuk presentation kan? Yeah, the world map and also the case study kan. So what I want you all to do is pick war of your own choice lah, okay? Try to be different. That means if let's say we have 10 group, all of you must be having different wars. So the class IC, make sure you say what do you call that, organize in a way that each group will represent different wars that is happening or that have already happened. Okay, it can be a war, it can be a conflict. Macam South China Sea, we don't call it as war, we call it as the conflict because we haven't gone to war yet, but there is some kind of conflict going on. Okay, remember this one, conflict is a part of war, right? So they are not exactly at war, but it is a conflict. So I want you to think about a war or a conflict that have already happened or is going on. Okay, tell me what are the causes of the war or the conflict. Boleh class? Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
So
Boleh, ma'am.
if it's 10, how many FSTP ada 10 kelas, 10 group
9 group, ma'am.
Berapa? 9. ZP64
10, ma'am.
ZP Najihah yang jawab, ketua kelas Rashid kan? Bukan Rashid Rashid kan?
Rashid, ma'am.
Tak apalah, Najiha je lah. Aku malas nak cari Rashid. Rashid ni malas. Selalu tak ada. Dia kalau saya harapkan kedek jadi macam tu lah. Okay, Najiha lah. Najiha, you take control. So after this, I will ask Najiha. Boleh ya Najiha?
Sure, ma'am.
You seem to be more responsive and focused with me. So I prefer to communicate with this kind of people so that I got less problem. So Najiha, so kita ada 10 group.
We already decided the country, ma'am.
No, but that one is for case study.
Oh, that one.
This one is different assignment. This is just as we go. Itu lain. Nanti itu kemudian towards the end of the course kita akan buat. Yang itu lain. Ini adalah untuk particularly for today punya kelas.
Okay, ma'am.
For today's class. But saya nak tengok macam mana you boleh faham tak? Can you identify? In a way, I'm preparing you for your final exams. But kalau tak, you takkan baca. In case soalan causes of war keluar. Contoh kan, macam mana you nak jawab? So at least you dah ada prepare jawapan. So setiap orang tu bolehlah present balik dia punya assignment tu dalam masa exam kan. So senang lah you nak prepare daripada you prepare time dekat exam but you prepare sekarang. So I'm thinking if it's 10 group, you all only have 10 minutes. Okay. We divide. Kalau pecah kepada 5 kelas, 5 kumpulan, banyak tak dalam satu kumpulan tu?
In about 10%?
In a group?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Okay. Okay, tak apa. We pecah kepada kalau 5 means satu kumpulan present how long dalam 2 jam tu 20 minutes lah.
Yes, ma'am.
20 minit. Bolehlah 20 minit tu at least bolehlah you present something kan. Daripada kalau 10 minutes tu macam pendek sangat lah, susah. So I think kita pecah kepada 5 kumpulan. Boleh? Fasiha, take note ya.
Okay, ma'am.
Kita pecahkan kelas masing-masing kepada 5 kumpulan. Okay, I cannot control all the 10. Okay, so siapa yang tak membantu tu nanti dalam kumpulan tu tolong bagi tahu kat saya. Message me personally if anyone doesn't do the work. I know there are a lot of free riders and trust me, I will find out eventually. Okay, and dalam presenting tu pandai-pandai you dalam 10 orang tu berapa orang nak bercakap. I leave it to you lah sebab I cannot make sure everyone speak. Kalau semua orang bercakap nanti presentation tu tak nampak cantik. Okay, so you all decide who's going to present. Maybe 2 or 3 of you from the group can present. Okay, prepare a slide and you are only given 20 minutes lah, lebih kurang kan. So we can cover the 5 groups. Boleh? 20 minit
Boleh, ma'am.
15 to 20 minutes lah, macam tu lah, okay? So that means it has to be precise. Straight away, okay, this will happen. What are the factors? I want to see how you pecahkan dia punya cluster tu. So later we can compile and then we can share it among our friends. So I think next week we do that. Boleh?
Boleh, ma'am.
Boleh ya? So kelas semua clear ya? Fasiha clear? You know what to do for your class?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I ask something, ma'am?
Yeah.
About the word map that you give it to us. When do we have to submit that?
Which one? Yang baru ni?
The designing a new word map.
World map?
Yes.
World map, probably.
Can I know the due date?
Okay. Probably in another 2 weeks time. 2 or 3 weeks time. Yeah, 3 weeks. That means, wait. So we will present it. You want the date, right? Okay. So today is 2nd, right? 9th, 16th. Can you present it on the 23rd and 24th? 23rd is for FSTP. 24th is for the ZP64. Boleh?
Sure, ma'am.
Boleh ya? So
Boleh,
you have another 3 more weeks to prepare lah. Sementara tu kita buatlah all the classes dan sebagainya. Alright?
Okay, ma'am.
Diorang dah start ke belum tu?
Huh?
Dah start prepare kan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for the case study tu kita simpan towards the end of the maybe the last class ke dan sebagainya, because some of the class saya akan combine, maksudnya topik tu kan saya akan combine sekali, maksudnya dalam satu hari tu mungkin kita akan ada 2 topik berlainan, contoh kan. So that's why we have time to do other things, because I prefer to do discussion and presentation the class, so that I help you to prepare in a way for your exam. It's easier that way, so that you remember. If not, it will be difficult for you all to prepare the other classes as well. Setuju class? Okay with the arrangement?
Okay, ma'am.
So next week, Monday, the FSTP presents. Selasa will be ZP64. Okay class, boleh? Clear?
Ma'am, another thing, ma'am.
Hmm.
You said that we have to pick a war and then tell about the conflict, right?
Explain what are the causes of the conflict. And try to kaitkan dengan apa yang kita belajar hari ni, all those elements kan, the human nature, the international system kan, the nature of international system, the nature of the state, the long term, short term. Cuba pakai benda-benda macam ni and explain, so that I know that you actually understand what I've just taught you today and you can actually tell me back. Boleh?
Boleh, ma'am.
Just explain the causes. What are the causes of Vietnam War? Contoh, what are the causes of whatever Iraq War, whatever war lah. Okay? So, tapi pastikan dia tak sama lah. Okay? So, by today, can the ketua kelas give me the list of wars that you all have decided for each class? Send me in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma'am.
Boleh ya? So that I will know whether the war is worth studying, or maybe I'll say, okay, tak nak this war, some other war. Okay? Tak nak nanti bila hari minggu depan you present, kata alamak, kenapa pula bincang pasal perang ni ya? Macam tak penting sangat, tak ada apa yang besar sangat nak bincang, betul tak? So it's best that if you give me the list, I can see and just read through if it's worthwhile studying that war. Then you can proceed. So by today, don't forget, Najiha and Fasiha.
Note, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you guys, and please send me your attendance by today. Don't forget. Okay, class?
Okay, ma'am.
Najiha nanti check attendance dengan Fasiha.
Okay.
Okay guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Thanks, man.